In 10 years from now, I don't know where I will be, but wherever I go, I know that I will have soccer with me, the sport that shatters barriers and embraces diversity, the sport that is very much like my city, DC. We live in times where backgrounds, beliefs, politics can be divisive, where news can confuse and make communities feel indecisive. But DC, like soccer, is a space where we're all united to get excited, where collaboration is demanded and invited. A city that's passive and moves to make space for the ball. A city that will stand tall to protest the bad call. A city of 3-a-days, hustle, early mornings and late practices. A city of movers and shakers, debaters, floppers and actresses. A city of teamwork makes a dream work, from traffic to footwork. A city of network and network, from Anacostia to Petworth. A city of cultures merged together with one goal to win. A city where a loss feels like a cheap shot to the sin. A city that is the nation's capital, but is international. The city of the level-headed, radical, irrational, from corner kicks to slide tackles where movements are magical. A city of history, mistakes, growth, and pain. A city of misery, laughs, joy, and gain. A city of mystery and layers. A city of coaches and players. A city that's a glaring reflection of me. A city that's a glaring reflection of we. 10 years ago, I did not know where I would be, but right now, I'm in a city that embraces diversity, because we live in times where backgrounds, beliefs, and politics can be divisive. But DC, like soccer, is a space where we all can feel united.
It isn't the North, it isn't quite the South. Washington, D.C. and the DMV has a flavor of its own. Dubbed Chocolate City, at one point, D.C. was over 70% black.
Go-go music is a big part of this city. It's something that started here. You'll for sure hear a song once every game. If you come to a DC United game, you'll hear a Chuck Brown song played.
On any given night, you could catch jazz giants like Duke Ellington, Cab Calloway, and Billie Holiday perform at the nightclubs and theaters on U Street, better known as Black Broadway. Anchored by Howard University, and in the face of Jim Crow-era segregation, black-owned buildings, businesses, and banks made the U Street corridor an intellectual hub for black entertainers and industry.
There's a part of DC that hasn't changed. You still see the influence from the 60s and the 70s. I would say probably about 75% of DC has had a facelift to the max.
Clearly you can see it's not Chocolate City anymore. It's unfortunate to see that shift, because I think a lot of the art and a lot of the culture, what makes DC, DC, it's not here, it's not what it used to be.
The district's chocolate roots run deep in soccer, too.
This campus used to be jumping. This is the civil rights. You know, it was common to see Stokely Carmichael, who was a soccer player here, or Jesse Jackson or Angela Davis, and a crowd there. And it's a revolutionary period. Howard University has been placed as the custodian within this triangle of blackness.
As much as we talk about soccer being new in this country, and this new wave of MLS, and it's been decades of people putting the work in and now are benefiting from. Just like this area in Shaw, and understanding the history of where you live, it's also important to understand the history of the game that we all benefit from.
This is amazing. Look at all this history in one place.
Yeah, man. And I came to the darts, and the first year we won the championship here. Second year we won it again. All these are national team players. This team was kicking everybody behind. You see the complexion of the team?
Yeah.
And folks, Washington darts, man.
RFK, hallowed ground for the U.S. men's national team and DC United. This was home to the first dynasty in MLS that all you young kids need to know about.
The spin towards the box, and the 6, it's headed home!
An incredible comeback by DC United, capped off by Eddie Pope's head into the upper corner.
Perhaps the most recognizable black player to come out of the district, Freddie Adu, made his debut right here at just age 14. And the club's first homegrown signing, Bill Hamid, got his first opportunity in goal right here at age 19.
First off, we're in a soccer hotbed of this country. You know, it started with Bill and Andy and Ethan White and Jalen Robinson and Chris Durkin, and we have produced more first-team minutes since the league has started than any other club. We don't get credit for it.
I remember being a ball boy and on RFK, it's a little gravel around the pitch, and then we'd always have to stand on the gravel and just wait with our pennies on.
It was an old stadium. There was probably some dead raccoons or something in the walls that you don't know about. It was just dirty, and that was the kind of game we sometimes played. It was just that raw, dirty game.
And I remember Benny always and the other guys coming up through the locker room and stuff, like in the dugout, and we were in awe. And it was just amazing. And to have him as a coach now, it's just like, wow, look at the times have changed.
It's time for new expectations with this club. We were in the dark for a little bit, and this new stadium has us relevant again in this city. That is a special thing to me.
A whole new era has begun here at Audi Field, where ball boys have turned into draft picks, a club legend is the manager, and a whole generation of young black players in the DMV are just waiting to get on.
But to see how Chocolate City and this next generation take steps forward here, you have to understand how soccer in the district has long been tied to civil rights.
On August 28, 1963, nearly 300,000 people gathered right here for the March on Washington to hear Dr. Martin Luther King deliver his iconic I Have a Dream speech. Do you remember where you were when he was assassinated?
Vividly. We were in Baltimore in a cinema at Greenmount Avenue. And in the middle of the picture, they had on the screen, we have an announcement to make. Please get up and walk slowly out the exits. Martin Luther King has been shot. It was a shock, and by the time we got outside, smoke in the air. Buildings were burning, and I remember it as clear as day. Black America got angry. And it was during that time when the song came out, Sing Out Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, you know. And then we started to have the Afro. And so that was a black conscious movement. And so we need to go back and be proud of ourselves.
At a time in American history where racial tension and the civil rights struggle had come to define the 1960s, the first historically black college to win an NCAA title should have been the 1971 Howard University men's soccer team. Coached by Lincoln Phillips, Howard beat predominantly white powerhouse St. Louis University only to have the NCAA take the title away, citing what many feel to be several small infractions.
Feedback that I got is that folks complained, and of course we had this, and I'm sure they play professional soccer in Trinidad and so on, and we have no professional soccer in Trinidad. Everything is amateur. All I was thinking about was getting the trophy back.
3 years later, Howard completed the only undefeated season in men's soccer history, finding redemption as 1974 NCAA national champs.
Being a HBCU, a historical black college or university, and going on to win the NCAA championship is not an easy feat, especially in that day and age. You know, they made history. In DC, learning about Lincoln Phillips was definitely something that black players, at some point you were going to hear about that. My father knows him well from the NSCAA, the Black Coaches Convention. For him, that was something huge because there weren't many African-American males who had their own clubs who put into these prestigious youth soccer leagues in the area. At that time, it was something that didn't really happen in Northern Virginia.
And your family is originally from Sierra Leone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did they come to end up in the DMV?
Opportunity, you know, like so many other families and people from different places, you know, the opportunity to make something of their lives. Just like Africa and that whole, it takes a village to raise a kid, I think that influence definitely transferred over to my life here.
When I look at my players, They're all successful, but most of them are involved in something working with the youth. Once you get our players doing that, then that is going to be significant. That's going to success to significance. You like that?
I do like that. This is sad. I've got to like beg to like get on the, I'm like, Amir, keep scoring goals so I can play. If we lose now though, I'm in trouble. We have to win. If I'm the difference. I played against Amir Lowry for many years in MLS. Born and bred uptown. Since retiring, Amir's moved back to the district to start Open Goal Project. Last time I saw him was in Atlanta at All-Star, representing DC United as a community MVP for his work to get kids from lower income neighborhoods access to the beautiful game.
So we started working with a few kids, and more kids, and then we really were able to see, okay, there's this top level where kids are traveling nationally. Like for our top players, I think it was over $10,000 and over 20,000 miles just to play normal competitions and a normal schedule for their team. More so than anything, we just feel like they're our responsibility, or we've almost invested in them as people. ¿Tienes un correo del manager? We want to, see them over the finish line. That to us means a college scholarship.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm retiring. That's all I got. I'm here at 16th Street, where if you continue straight forward, you'll run right into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House. In many ways, the street has become a dividing line for the city in general, with the more affluent neighborhoods leading to the suburbs going to the west, and to the east, the U Street corridor and the historically black and brown wards. It seems to be a dividing line for soccer too. DC United is looking to change that in their partnership with DC Scores, a soccer and poetry program at DC Public Schools.
At DC Scores, the kids are able to get that physical aspect with the soccer, able to get out and be healthy on the field and run. And poetry gives them a platform and a way to express themselves. So they're able to take care of themselves mentally, and they're able to take care of themselves emotionally. And the good thing about poetry, there's no rules.
When I say spoken, you say word, spoken, spoken.
You have a personal relationship with Ben Olsen too. What's that like?
My buddy, that's my boo, Ben, I love you. Yeah, Ben is an artist as well. Like, Ben is an amazing painter, and I think he gets it. Any artist can respect another artist. This guy's taking time out of his busy schedule to come hand out awards to the winners of the Poetry Slam, and he does it for the Poetry Slam. He could do it easily for the soccer tournaments, but the fact that he comes and shows that respect to the art side of our program is just super meaningful.
DeAndre's poem really touched me, and hearing about his ode to DC and the different neighborhoods that he travels through.
We have kids who can tear up a soccer field, for sure. And we may as well have a mini Messi in our midst, but we might just have a mini Maya Angelou or a mini Langston Hughes. Everyone, put your hands together right now for DeAndre!
The real Northeast, where I reside, the home of alleyways and elderly porch sits, isn't it beautiful? The way we deal with so much bad, because we see so much good.
Soccer is what brought him in, but the poetry is what made him stay. He didn't even know that there was a poetry aspect or component to it.
I didn't really know until like the end of the season. We thought like it was gonna be like a big pizza party, and then we walked in the room and there was a DC Scores representative explaining the poetry aspect to us.
This is my first time writing poetry because other times I didn't have anything to talk about. I was thinking about all the fun in the world, but what I could do and what I can do for others.
The things that really touch my heart is seeing the kids that are all soccer, and once they really get into the poetry, seeing them really blossom on the stage is something that is special to me. It's opening them up to a space and allowing them to be vulnerable in a place I don't think they would have ever done before without this program.
What do you want to do next? What do you see in your future?
I would love to play soccer professionally, but my main goal is to go to college to get my law degree and become a civil rights attorney. Everyone says they want to be a lawyer, but an exact civil rights attorney is someone that protects the rights and the privileges of the people. And especially within my own culture, that's something that isn't always protected.
This city is where I belong. And it's accepting of visitors, so come along. I promise you, it's never dull and it's so exciting.
Because this city is beautiful, and that's just the way I like it.
For a program that is 50% African American, how important is it for them to look out on the pitch when they go to Audi Field and see players from their same background and from the district out there representing the club as well?
Super important. Being part of the Black community, soccer was never a sport that was popular. It was difficult for me personally growing up because I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me playing the sport. When Brianna Scurry saved that goal, and I was like, that is what I needed to see. Just that validated that someone that looks like me can do something like this. And so I know those kids get that same feeling when they go to DC United games and they see a Black player out there or a Latino player out there, and they're able to be like, this is something that I can do, or that I shouldn't feel weird for playing a sport that's not so popular.
Can DC United be a force in bringing people together around soccer?
We have one of the most diverse fan bases, I think, in this area. And that means a lot to us. And it always has been, both in the communities we've mentioned, but also in the Latin community. I think there's still a lot of barriers in this city that we haven't given enough to on a consistent basis to try to give them the gift of soccer. I'd like to see us push the envelope and break down more barriers, break down more walls, because the city has a lot to offer. I think we can do more. I think we will.
And just you working for MLS, just coming and talking about these things and so on, is a huge step, man. It is telling me that you understand, you know that there's something and there's time that we should do something about it.
I think a lot more kids need to hear this story in the city. You want to know your history. You want to know that you can break barriers when odds are stacked in your favor. You want to know that you can make something happen if you have the right focus, you have the right mentality, and that's something that Lincoln told me. It's special. It really is some special history.
The entirety of DC is historic, honestly, and that is something that my mother always taught me about. Whether we passed something that was historic, you might not know that that house you just passed was the home of a slave owner. Important things like that are going on all around DC, and it's important to keep the details, you know?
As the name Chocolate City disappears from the lexicon here, the greater fear is actually that the district itself loses its soul as it loses its hue. In a city known for its monuments and museums, the people here pay homage to the district's lesser-known icons of Black Broadway, whose stories cling to the colorful walls and alleyways of the U Street corridor. The creation of our American soccer story is still very much a work in progress, where a part of being truly inclusive similarly involves understanding and honoring the lesser-known stories of those who've been historically left out. The next generation deserves to know that this city, this sport, it was yours to begin with, even if hidden in plain sight.
Uh-oh, this is even worse. Oh, hideous. Hideous. It's another violent collision. Awkwardly by Roy Miller has been set off.
When I think of DC, I think hate. Tackles are a little bit harder and you run a little faster.
Scandarian and finding him. Good night, Metro.
It's a real battle. It's a fight.
Now Allegri takes down Petke, yellow card right there.
They're battling for the ball.
Miller upset. Over their biggest rivals this time, it's Dax McCarty against his former team.
It's the oldest and one of the biggest rivalries in the league.
Taken down hard, and the penalty kick is signal.
It's the weight of history. It was really that 96 playoff series that, for me, really kind of cemented the notion that DC United is the Metro Stars' rival.
Who will be the hero tonight? The Metro Stars and United. Next on ESPN in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
There was something in the soccer bloodlines in this country that ensured that this was going to be arguably the most intense rivalry.
The rivalry, I think, was because of the vicinity of the two cities.
And there are fewer teams, so you played these guys more.
New York, it was the show. It was a big team.
DC, it was basically like the national team mixed with some international superstars.
You never want to go into a situation and manufacture a rivalry. We didn't have to do that with New York.
This has been an extremely close series all year long. These two teams played each other 4 times. They split it right down the middle.
Yeah, that game was a gritty game.
Taken down for the foul. This might be a good chance here. Echeverry, he's taken down.
This is going to be bad blood from year one.
That playoff series, yeah, it was crazy.
The go-ahead goal for DC United.
Off the deflection, we're tied.
Ever the opportunist.
Obviously the very first game, I remember watching the old school shootout.
Truly a sudden-death situation.
John Harkes against Tony Meola. Lifelong friends, now doing battle in the shootout. The shot rolls wide. Keeper against keeper. Oh! Vazzi chipping Meola wide. 35 yards away from victory. The one touch, second touch, chips it past Tazi, goal!
We won in New York, but we had to play 3 matches.
We went back to DC to play game 2.
Curricula tying up John Harkes, and the foul whistled against the Italian. Tripped up in the box! Goal kick. Back to the right foot. The shot! Oh! It might have hit the post. Back to Echeverry. Loose in the box. Echeverry chips it in for the goal! RFK erupts. DC takes the lead 1-0 with 18 and a half left to go.
We brought him back here. We beat him.
DC has stayed alive. 1-0 the final score.
Metro Stars fan knew that getting a win in that third game was going to be really, really tough.
Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
There is nothing left after tonight, Joe.
Knowles, and now danger in the middle. And Meola knocks it over the bar. We talked about some of the fouls. We'll get in this. Charging downfield, Steve Rommel taken down by Red Hardy.
DC was clearly the better team, and the Metro Stars were trying to sneak one past them.
Now Steve Rommel gets away from the defender, plays it into the middle, charging through, still loose. Was off of Curricula, he knocks him away, and right out to Williams, and saved off the line, but punched in. Meola wants an offside call, he's not gonna get it. Sends it in, Simpson goes out, but off the head, off the crossbar. And now Donadoni comes in, sends it through, off the post. All it takes is one to force the shootout. Now into it, and across the line. Antone de Avila slides it in.
It really came down to one game, maybe one play, which changed, I think, the fate of both clubs.
Eastern Conference semifinals. Now Echeverry taken down hard, and the penalty kick is signaled. Johnson went in hard on Echeverry, and Brian Hall made no hesitation and pointing to the spot. Diaz Arce takes the kick and scores. The Metro Stars' inaugural season comes to a close on a penalty kick. DC United has taken the 3-game series over the Metro Stars, 2-1 the final here tonight.
That experience, I think that put us on a different trajectory.
The 1996 champions of Major League Soccer.
Terrific second-time champion, DC United.
The 1999 Major League Soccer champions.
DC United are champions again for the 4th time.
It was a heavy early haul that DC picked up.
And when we start winning titles like that, you're kind of setting the stall out as a dynasty.
As an early days Metro Stars fan, there was an acknowledgement that there was certainly something that New York didn't have that DC did.
Howard's out. Did he get him? Uh-oh. Has he got a red card? He won't play next week.
We beat New York. We would just beat them. So it wasn't a big deal. It was, yeah, okay, we'd go up there and we'd beat New York.
The follow! 1-0 DC United. Ben Olsen.
When I was with DC United as a player, I looked at the Metro Stars and I despised the way the club operated, the way the players acted. But for me to have been a player for DC United and then a coach for Red Bull gives me perspective from both sides.
Well, obviously I was disappointed, getting traded just because we had such a good thing going at DC United for, the 5 years we were here, won a lot of championships.
Eddie, Richie, Jaime. It was hard to see those guys go play for New York.
The fact that Jaime Moreno found himself wearing a New York jersey was a little bit baffling to a lot of folks.
I remember it, but it somehow seems like a bad dream.
Jaime Moreno was a secret agent.
He completely underperformed with New York the one season he was here, and then went back.
As soon as he came back, wore the DC shirt, it was like he got magical powers or something. So we just maintained that he was doing a secret mission to go and tank them while he was over there playing. Over the years, the Red Bull DC rivalry has lots of great and somewhat bizarre moments.
Walker, oh no! Here's Jaime Moreno! You just got burned, Johnny Walker!
The craziest circumstances always happen with teams that don't like each other.
It's not going to go away. That ball's in the net.
Yeah, there's been quite a few of those moments, actually.
Nobody there, win, now unlucky, and it's into the back of the goal. I remember Benny's like, you gonna do something crazy if you score that? And he's like, oh, you gotta do something with Red Bull, right?
Oh, and then he's going to drink a Red Bull. How about that for you?
How about rubbing it in?
It could be true, it could not be. Aleko tells a lot of lies.
2004 playoffs. DC fans will tell you that someone somewhere on the field was holding Ernie Stewart onside.
Long ball, there's no flag up. Ernie Stewart could have made a sandwich. He was out wide open, and Stewart scores the goal.
There wasn't anyone within 50 yards of Ernie Stewart.
Not offsides. Not offsides.
Cheating Bob.
Both teams have used their allotment of field player substitutions.
The legend of Eddie Gavin, I think, is really what we call it.
Although the Metro Stars are making a change, so they've made a temporary goalkeeper substitution. I hate this rule.
Late in the match, Bob Bradley made a substitution that exploited MLS rules at the time.
Here comes the goalkeeper substitution change.
So by bringing Gavin on in a goalkeeper shirt,
I think this is it's just cheating.
he was allowed to get a fourth substitution on in a game that was going into overtime.
I had no clue what was going on. He just told me to play in the center mid after the ball went out of bounds.
Now that I've been a coach for a while, I think it was pure genius.
And here's a break for the Metro Stars. Eddie Gavin, the teenager, onside. Scores! An improbable goal and win for the Metro Stars.
Tip your cap. Well done, Bob Bradley and Eddie Gavin.
DC in the early years just be able to, dominate, year after year after year.
And it's off Nelson and in the net. Good night, Metros.
But in summer 2010, July 15th, Bastille Day, we signed Thierry Henry.
Henry lifted the club, and they certainly found more success in this rivalry.
It always felt like for DC games, he was playing one notch above.
Space to work with. The cross for an open man, and Thierry Henry with another header. So he's crossing Henry and the double.
It definitely felt like the team was turning a corner.
Henry gives it a crack, and it's in the back of the net. Thierry Henry is destroying DC.
In the 2012 playoffs, New York had the home field advantage.
But we had Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, look at this whole neighborhood right here. Oh, man.
It's devastated, my goodness.
That building's gone entirely.
We had no power in New Jersey. Red Bull Arena was practically underwater, and we asked to switch legs.
It's one of the oldest and fiercest rivalries in Major League Soccer. There was sportsmanship between the clubs in agreeing to switch the venue of this first leg. It's a penalty, it's an own goal! Nick DeLeo was lurking at the back, but it's been sent into their own net by the New York Red Bulls. Oh, Hamid! Oh, has it gone in? The New York Red Bulls are claiming the goal, and I think it's been given.
It was a 1-1 draw, works for me. It's a road goal, I'm happy. And now we have to come back to Red Bull Arena.
After Superstorm Sandy, there was a massive blizzard that hit the New York area.
We wanted to play very badly. We thought we could slug it out a little bit better in the snow and the slosh.
We were more of a team that wanted to play the pretty soccer, and you weren't going to be able to do that on the field in those circumstances.
I think I was even shoveling at one point.
And the league decided they were going to push the match to the following night.
We have a goal on the road, playing the second game at home. We've got this. This is okay.
Thierry Henry gets the header in! Inches wide. It's a goal, works it into the feet of Henry. Saved by Hamid. It's still there. Henry again. Oh, is that handball? No,
says the referee. Limpe, remarkable, just wide.
It's very, very tight.
Marcus Holgerson. And as they're coming together, McCarthy, Kenny Cooper, flag stays down. Kenny Cooper is fouled. It's a penalty, and it could be a red card.
Hamid is red carded.
He heads into the locker room.
Here comes Joe Willis.
You got to get a penalty against the backup keeper. We've got this.
Kenny Cooper is lining up to take a penalty kick, which by all accounts will give the Red Bulls a win over DC United, which would be the first time that had happened in the playoffs.
He's never missed one in Major League Soccer. Kenny Cooper, right-footed, in, straight down the middle. The New York Red Bulls have the lead, but wait a minute. It's going to be encroachment. Oh, what drama at Red Bull Arena.
The ref says, no, you're going to have to do it again.
Cooper places the ball down again.
Cooper is already in his own head.
Kenny Cooper, once again, saved! Would you believe it?
3 minutes later, Nick DeLeon on the other end.
Inside the area, DeLeon! Oh, goodness, he scored! Inside the final 3 minutes! Delirium!
And just like that, we're out of the playoffs.
And it's DC United at the expense of the New York Red Bulls, who advance to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Same old Metros, always losing. They always find a way.
I think the defining moment would be playoffs in 2014.
New York has never defeated DC in the playoffs.
2014 was kind of a fallback year for us, so we came in as a lower seed.
Here's Sam working it ahead. Henry. They let it go right. Phillips. He's got it again. BWP. It's 1-0 New York. Brought down by Luyendula with the beat out. Peggy Luyendula. Bedlam Red Bull Arena. It's 2-0 New York.
New York surprisingly gets a 2-0 win and then goes down to DC.
One of the great American soccer rivalries. DC have won all 4 previous playoff series, but this is the first time New York have had the advantage coming into the second leg.
We had a 2-goal lead, and we just needed to hold on.
Cross in, De Leon! DC United are halfway there. Phillips, a good first touch, now accelerating around Birnbaum. Right Phillips into the box. Right Phillips, saved by Bill Hamid. Henry crossing in on the doorstep. Luyendula. It is a massive away goal for the Red Bulls.
These kind of games, the hate is so much that you don't want to lose a tackle, you don't want to lose a pass.
This is Franklin, caught awkwardly by Roy Miller, who's been set off. Roy Miller showed a red card. Another twist in the tail. Birnbaum knocks it down on the doorstep. It's in. 5 minutes to go, and DC need 2 more. Long ball towards Johnson, knocked down. Players, even some members of the coaching staff, trying to argue with the referee. Fabio Spindola just showed a red card. The New York Red Bulls have won an MLS Cup playoff series over their biggest rivals.
They lost the game 2-1, but they eliminated DC on aggregate 3-2. It was a fantastic way to finally kill the playoff demon.
And they are on now to the Eastern Conference Championship.
It was the first time we beat DC in a 2-leg series in the playoffs. So we call that game the greatest loss ever.
You know, in the last couple of years, maybe Red Bulls have gotten the best of us.
Tyler Adams on it, drills it, go! Oh, it's in the net. This could be trouble. Clark takes a lunge, it's in the net for all.
The Red Bulls have been resurgent. They have been among the league's elite for the last number of years.
If you look at the past 10 years, I think the Red Bulls have certainly gotten the better of that rivalry.
It's really become a little bit more of a touchstone for DC because their regular seasons have been pretty miserable for this decade.
But with the signing of Rooney and getting into their new stadium, I think they're poised for big years ahead.
Knaus, he's quickly closed down. Now Mullins with the goal! Patrick Mullins!
You know,
in my eyes, the DC United rivalry hasn't weakened at all.
Now words are exchanged.
I know there's a lot of hoopla being talked about with the NYCFC coming into the league.
On the chest trap, he goes down.
But the DC United, New York Red Bull rivalry, you can't replicate the history of that.
Oh, and he's going to drink a Red Bull.
We're talking 23 years now of stories, of passion.
It's a mixture of despair and anger for the goalkeeper. He has to go.
That rivalry will always be the first.
Now Echeverry taken down hard, and the penalty kick is signal.
When you have the tradition of this rivalry, it's only going to get stronger.
I think this is still one of the best rivalries in Major League Soccer.
Gets a shot on Olstead to the back of the net.
And it still has a lot more tape to run.
It was a real game. Everybody wanted to be there and wanted to be part of it.
Every tackle, you were going to feel it. Every goal, you were going to celebrate it.
It was one of the only games in my life that I was appreciative in the moment.
New England Revolution and DC United playing for the Eastern Conference Championship of MLS. The Revs have made it to this stage of the playoffs for the third straight season now. They're peaking at the right time, but so is DC United.
When I found out that they made the playoffs, I told my dad, I don't want anything for my birthday, I just want to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Being 13 years old, that was where I started to develop a genuine love for DC United.
We had that as our fortress, and those fans were the best fans in the league.
You had so many quality players on the field with Aleko Eskandarian, you had Ernie Stewart, Ben Olsen, Jaime Moreno.
It was a team full of characters, even some of the young guys. Peter Novak, he brought the best out of us. You have so many guys that wanted to win on a daily basis. New England had the same type of mentality.
Stevie Nicol expected a lot. He knew how to select top players.
We had so many different types of players, but they all had two things in common. One was the desire, but they actually had ability as well.
The proven veterans like Taylor and Steve Ralston, Shaw Reed Joseph, some young motivated guys, Pat Noonan, Clint Dempsey.
He'd only been in the league for a season, but Clint came in with swagger.
We played for each other. We demanded more from each other.
People talk about rivalries, and this is one of the great ones.
The winner of this match moves on to play the Kansas City Wizards in MLS Cup. The Revolution kicking off, wearing the all-white strip, going from left to right.
The focus was to take away Jaime Moreno. He had given us so many problems throughout the year.
DC in their traditional home black, attacking from the right to the left. And the early foul there, Shaw Reed Joseph right into the stomach of Jaime Moreno.
At first, I was just concerned that Jaime was okay because it looked pretty nasty.
Shaw Reed Joseph put his stamp on the game. I think that set a tone.
Shaw Reed doing that let me know right away, okay, that's the type of game this is going to be.
They call me Sarge because I was set to be commissioned for the Marine Corps. So Jaime's the best player on our team. He gets a cleat to the chest. I couldn't let that just go.
Now Shaw Reed Joseph runs out of space, and he's living dangerously. He took a hard hit, and that was a foul.
Yeah, there was 3 potential red cards in the first few minutes of that game. Yeah, it set the tone, but that's what the playoffs was then.
With VAR now, we probably would have been playing like an 8v8 by the end of that.
Truman still going, he's at the D, back heel for Noonan, left-footed shot out, just off target.
I'm really impressed with the confidence that New England is playing with. They're playing with a lot of strength going forward. They feel like they can win this.
Given the mood of the match, with them coming out very physical, our team needed someone to step up.
Gave that pass away. Oh, now a break here for DC. Eskandarian, one-on-one with Pierce, takes a shot, and a goal! What a great finish by Eskandarian! DC take a 1-0 lead.
You give me time on my left foot, it's a goal for me.
This is a wonder goal.
I remember thinking at the time, it was a momentum swing.
The Revs had DC pinned back for several minutes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, against the run of play that goal was. Down 1-0 in the 16th minute. Revolution has to maintain their faith that what they've been doing so far will work.
He's working game 2 now into the box for 12. First time shot, and a goal, it's 1-1. Just like that, the Revs hit back.
I was pissed when Taylor scored. There was no secret how they were going to score goals. It was crosses whipped in, and Taylor and Pat Noonan kind of getting on the end of it.
That is a finisher's goal.
It kind of felt like a punch in the gut for me. For a second, it just kind of went quiet.
You know, I thought I was covered in the back. I got beat on that first goal.
Gets in, puts it away with no problem on that one.
Well done, good goal. Now we're going to come back the other way.
Managed to split him. Now Olsen, it's loose in the box, deflected. That was ticketed for the back of the net.
I always felt that I had to do something to help my team. And to do that, you have to never lose the belief, do things that you know.
Lost it to the top of the deep.
The more that's at stake, the more you probably expect players to take less risks.
Wide for Moreno, again with load to space. He'll take a shot to the near post and score.
As soon as he did it, I was like, no.
Jaime Moreno, so much quality. He was so hard to deal with.
Jaime is just a great player. There's a lot of people in the box, and I was playing the cross more so than the shot, and he could see things that other people can't see on the field, and that was definitely my fault.
Way too much time given to Jaime Moreno. Matt Reeves got juked.
At that time, it felt like DC had the momentum.
Steve Nickel knows about these big games. The Revs have numbers going forward. Leonard on the left flank, plays the cross in, suspicion of handball. It's caught, and they point to the penalty spot.
Man, that was a dagger to the heart.
It was certainly deflating, but they had that in them. They had fighters.
Ralston, who hasn't missed a penalty kick yet this season.
Everybody, including his coaching staff, looked up to Raleigh. I mean, a real captain.
An opportunity to tie the game.
I believed Nicky was going to save it. I was like, Nicky's got this, Nicky's got this.
Ralston with the run. And it's in, and the left to post it in. Romano gets right and ricocheted off the goalkeeper. The Revs have equalized this 2-2.
Brutal, man.
Ralston steps up with the PK, and so we get a little bit of momentum going into halftime.
We thought it might be high scoring, but you could have never predicted something like this.
We were all pushing each other in the chest. All right, let's go.
We're just about set for the kickoff. Header in the box. The shot. Off. Great play by Reese to keep it 2-2.
I don't know if I've ever worked harder in a match. I was giving every ounce of everything that I had. And I remember even thinking like, man, at this point, we need someone to pull something off.
Well, DC has a move on here. It's Stewart playing to the back, hoping for Gomez, the flash header, and it's in! 3-2 DC! The place has erupted.
The technique on Christian's header, world class. Just world class is the best way I can describe it.
Christian Gomez didn't always have the biggest numbers, but he left big and big spots.
When that goal happened, I'm like, it's a wrap.
The scorer of the go-ahead goal, Christian Gomez, replaced by 15-year-old Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu? Freddie Adu.
First pick, Freddie Adu. The Freddie Adu show, it was a circus. He was a rock star, man.
I was a teenager. I was living a dream, signing with the team that I supported as a kid. It was amazing. It was amazing.
This year we're going to see what the Revs are really made of. We already know that they're a strong team that can come back.
I remember looking up at the clock. It was just that point where you're like, it's almost over.
Joseph plays it off with two players. Dempsey cuts the cross back. Well, pandemonium in the DC box. It will be a corner kick to the Revs, who have really turned up the heat here.
It's total chaos in there. I don't think anybody knows where the ball's going to go.
Ralston's corner kick to the back post. Oh, the goal! Noonan has equalized for the Revs. It's 3-3.
I remember Romano being like, that guy's open, that guy's open, that guy's open. And guys just weren't getting to their marks quick enough. The goal we gave up was just comically bad.
I remember being free, and I remember Romano coming out for it, and I was able to time it and head it home.
It tells you everything you need to know. Away from home, 3 times you go behind. That tells you about the desire, but also tells you about a belief.
At that point, I really questioned how this game was going to end up.
We've reached full time. It's 3-3.
I thought about 4 or 5 times that maybe tonight's not our night.
Stay with us, folks. 3-3 at the end of the second OT. We're headed to the kicks from the penalty spot.
Taking penalties is all mental, 100%. You can't replicate it in training. It's about, at that moment, being able to focus and then deliver.
I think both teams felt like they had goalkeepers that gave them an edge.
what Nicky does in PKs. He's been as good as anybody that I've ever seen.
I remember their keeper, and he was so intimidating. He had like the black eye going on. It was like super scary to look at.
It was from the series before. It was Edson Buttle's knee that I caught and got a nice little shiner.
I remember being so nervous, I couldn't tell if my knees were shaking or it was the stands underneath.
Olsen steps up, saved by Reese!
Started us off with a bang, huh?
Now it's Steve Ralston. And he hits the crossbar, still 0-2.
You would have bet on Raleigh 10 out of 10 to make it.
Santino Caranta. And he makes it. And now the pressure back on the Revolution shooters. And it will be Matt Reese.
I've never seen anybody pick their keeper to shoot so early.
Keeper on keeper. Go age 16, and he makes it. Nobody studies keepers like other keepers.
He just had a cannon for a leg.
The 15-year-old rookie, Freddie Adu.
I don't think I realized how hard it was at the time.
With the run up and hit it left-footed, and make it.
Honestly, I was probably too young and stupid to really let it bother me.
Taylor Twellman, right-footed, and it's in. Oh, that was a laser.
I went all in on selling the keeper into going one way, and at the last second, my plant leg went out from under me.
And make it. 3-2, DC leads.
I was like, whew.
Joe Heaps is all about confidence.
When you have the reflexes that Nick has, you could wait longer before you can guess.
Takes the shot, and it's saved by Ronaldo.
He's always been undersized but quick. He's developed it into like the masterpiece of PKs.
I think, in penalties, you try and read a little bit of the player's body, where they're looking.
I felt like this was it. The soccer gods were like, he's gonna close it out for you.
If he made it, it was over. And he never misses.
To finish it off, and Reese makes the second. The Reds are still alive. Wow. Shari Joseph shoots and makes it. 3-3, and now we're into sudden death. Second-year player steps up. Pateri, 4-3 DC. Now Clint Dempsey steps up. 6 PK for New England. Dempsey the run-up, the shot, the save, it's over! DC wins on penalties!
I remember his hokey pokey celebration.
Nick Romano went to his left to put DC United into the final.
And then it was party time.
Well, this place is erupted, and rightly so. Heartbreak for the Revolution. Dempsey being consoled by his teammates.
You finish a game coming up short, and your season's over just like that, and there's disappointment. But when you look back at some of the names, a lot of had big contributions to the success and the growth of Major League Soccer. It was certainly a game to remember.
I never experienced that feeling that I had that season with any other team. When you have it, it's special. It was a perfect storybook ending for this team in that season.
DC United are champions again for the 4th time.
Want to see some more of this? Check out these goals over here. Hit subscribe to get all of our videos.